Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 15 based on novel. So let's start. Luo Feng flew to the front door of the main building of Yang Feng Club. The waiter who was responsible for receiving Luo Feng last time was already waiting there. God. The waiter immediately stepped forward and said with a smile, "The deputy museum owner has asked me to invite God over." Deputy museum master? Luo Feng nodded slightly. "Lead the way." The waiter took Luo Feng away from the main building and flew deep into the entire complex of the Yang Feng Hall. They landed in front of a small building. The door of the small building was open. The waiter said, "The deputy hall master is already waiting for the god inside." Luo Feng nodded and walked into the small building while the waiter was guarding outside. Inside the small building, a figure made of grey mist was sitting there, and the two holes made of grey mist seemed to be smiling at Luo Feng. "Lord Luoha, please take a seat." The grey mist figure personally helped to pour the wine. Luo Feng sat opposite. "How about trying this wine?" said the grey mist figure. When Luo Feng picked up the wine glass, he saw that the wine was chilly and there was a faint roar of a terrifying beast. Luo Feng picked it up curiously and took a small sip. He felt a coolness spreading through his soul. This wine is made from the blood of the God King level beast, Ice Wind Beast of all worlds. It nourishes the soul and improves one's comprehension. The grey mist figure said, "After taking one cup, the effect will last for a day. Improve your understanding?" Luo Feng was surprised. The Ice Wind Beast of 10,000 worlds? There is a record in the inheritance of Duandongha's lineage that this God King level beast is made of ice, and its ice scales naturally give birth to a large number of universes. The number of universes is so large that it can be called 10,000 worlds. The wind it breathes has some power of the origin avenue, so it was called the Ice Wind Beast of all worlds a long time ago. Not long after it appeared on the origin continent, it was captured alive by the ancient country of Yang Feng. It has been kept alive, and its body materials have been extracted to refine various precious medicines, fine wines, etc. I brought some with me when I left the ancient country of Yang Feng. I only use them to entertain friends I admire, said the figure in the grey mist. "Deputy Museum Master, you are too kind." Luo Feng indeed felt this coolness spreading throughout his soul. His soul's thinking speed was greatly improved. Presumably, his comprehension was also improved, as the other party said. The grey mist figure shook his head. "In a relatively remote country like you, resources are limited after all. Those who can kill the Blood Python President one-on-one at the Eternal True God stage are very powerful." Luo Feng smiled. "That's right, the Blood Python President has accumulated a lot of experience in all aspects, and he also uses the mechanical secret treasure, so his strength is indeed super strong. The Eternal True God wants to kill him? It is indeed difficult. People like Blood Cloud and Mo Lixiao are elites cultivated by the Kingdom of God. I came here today to collect the reward," Luo Feng said. "Before you fought, only you, Lord Luoha, accepted the mission. And soon after you accepted the mission, the Blood Python leader died." The grey mist figure said, "But according to the rules of the Dark Hall of the Flame Wind Guild, you still need to show the proof of killing him. You are the only one who accepted the mission, so you only need to take out the body, or the remains of the body, or his main weapons and treasures," said the figure in the grey mist. "If several strong people accept the task at the same time, the review and confirmation by Yang Feng Guild will be much stricter. Is this okay?" Luo Feng flipped his hand and took out the armor left behind by the Blood Python President after his death. There were several inconspicuous cracks and wounds on the armor. However, as an eternal armor secret treasure, as long as it is nurtured with divine power, these cracks and wounds can slowly heal. The grey mist figure took a look, smiled and nodded, "Okay. This is a bounty of 160,000 cosmic sands." The grey mist figure waved his hand lightly, and a jade bottle appeared in front of Luo Feng. Luo Feng took the jade bottle, penetrated it with his divine power, and found 160,000 cosmic sands inside. It was obvious that Yang Feng Hall had prepared it long ago. If the large amount of cosmic sand that Lord Luoha brought with him does not need to be used immediately, it can be temporarily stored in the Flame Wind Guild Hall. The grey mist figure smiled and said, it can be exchanged at any Flame Wind Guild Hall in the entire Origin continent. No need. Luo Feng stood up. He knew that Yang Feng Guild Hall had a storage business, especially for those powerful practitioners who died without arranging successors. Then what they stored in Yang Feng Guild Hall would naturally become the guild halls. Deputy Museum Director, I'll take my leave first. Luo Feng said. The grey mist figure stood up to see him off. After Luo Feng left, a burly man suddenly appeared in the small building. Master, why don't you have a chat with him? The grey misty figure looked at the burly man. Anyone who can kill the Blood Python leader single-handedly usually has some background. Either he is an elite trained by the Kingdom of God, or he has had some adventures and gone through a lot of hardships. But there is no record of Luohe before the Flame Wind Hall. The burly man shook his head gently. I think he is like a cloud of fog. Uncle, don't you think he's too casual? He charged into the Blood Python Association headquarters in broad daylight and killed the leader. After killing him, he immediately came to our Yang Feng Guild Hall to claim his bounty. The burly man frowned. Couldn't he have guessed that there should be many forces in Huyang City eyeing the gate of Yang Feng Guild Hall? He must have been discovered by many forces when he came to Yang Feng Guild Hall at this time. The grey mist figure nodded. Yes, he is indeed too casual. It means that he doesn't take those forces seriously. The burly man laughed, but one thing is certain, he values this bounty very much. The vast majority of practitioners have to struggle for resources. The grey mist figure sighed. During his time as the steward of the Flame Wind Guild Hall, he had seen eternal true gods who would do anything to get wealth. Huyang City, Chaos A Cave number 913. Lord Luosa, I'll just guard here. Mo Qingyang was meditating in a small building near the cave gate, while Mo Luosa was also staring at the main gate of the cave. Leave me alone, Morosa scolded. Oh. Mo Qingyang immediately shut up and didn't dare to say more. Morosa waited patiently. Finally, the cave formation started to work, the door opened naturally, and Luo Feng flew in from outside. Master! Morosa rushed out in an instant and came close to Luo Feng, smiling flatteringly. Mo Qingyang also followed immediately and waited on the side. Luo Feng took one look at Morosa's expression and said with a smile, Don't worry, I will try my best to preserve your food for you. Thank you, Master. Morosa was overjoyed. Qingyang, hurry up and comprehend the laws. Luo Feng advised. Yes. Mo Qingyang responded immediately. Then Luo Feng took Morosa to the underground hall first. The master is so powerful that he broke directly into the Blood Python Society's headquarters. We don't even know whether the Blood Python Society's president is dead or alive. Mo Qingyang thought and went back to the small building nearby. The more powerful Luo Feng became, the more he looked forward to it. After all, if he passed the test, he would have a chance to become a disciple. Mo Qingyang sat cross-legged in the small building and began to carefully comprehend the 10 basic laws. In the underground hall, inside the Star Tower, Luo Feng waved his hand and threw out the bodies of Vice President Future Demon and President Blood Python Mu Yang. The aura of the 2 huge corpses was quite terrifying. 2 corpses? Morosa's eyes lit up. There is another vice president who has the body of a poisonous insect, and he has transformed into millions of poisonous insects. Luo Feng said, if I destroy the millions of poisonous insects, he will be completely annihilated and disappear. But I suspect he may still be alive, because this kind of poisonous insect body, if it is cultivated strongly enough, one poisonous insect is alive. But his strength is relatively weak, so there is no need to worry about him. Morosa nodded, looking at the corpse of the Blood Python Guild leader with blazing eyes. We still have to choose the corpse of a strong man. The blood of this Blood Python Guild leader is estimated to have reached the 10th level of the eternal true God, and the blood he mainly cultivates is also very powerful. As long as you like it. Luo Feng nodded and went to another level of the Star Tower. Morosa then sat down cross-legged and began to absorb the powerful blood and various energies contained in the two corpses. Luofeng was alone in the first floor of the Star Tower. Let's see how much we have gained this time. Luofeng waved his hand and took out all the spoils from the trip to the Blood Python Society headquarters. My goodness, how could this Blood Python Guild president carry so much cosmic sand? Luofeng looked at the treasures storing cosmic sand in front of him and made a quick count. He was shocked. Counting the ones carried by the two vice presidents and the bounty, there are more than 980,000 grains of cosmic sand. Luofeng was very surprised by this huge amount of cosmic sand. The resources of the eternal true God should either be used for cultivation or exchanged for powerful treasures. Luofeng was surprised. It was beyond my expectation that the Blood Python leader would carry so much cosmic sand with him. The resources for the second body refining should be enough. Luofeng looked at the blood-colored disc floating next to him with joy. The blood-colored disc had a luster flowing. Upon closer inspection, he found that there was a mighty river of blood flowing inside. Luofeng stretched out his hand, grasped the blood-colored disc, and perfect divine power penetrated into it. After the perfect divine power was infused in, it quickly refined this ownerless mechanical secret treasure and obtained a large amount of information from it. The eternal true God-level single-body mechanical secret treasure, River of Life Blood? Luofeng was secretly surprised. With this mechanical secret treasure, the divine body can be transformed into a river of blood with almost no flaws. Whether it's protecting oneself, killing enemies, escaping, corroding, or splitting, this river of life blood has chaotic properties and is extremely powerful. Judging from the value, my Wu-killing wings is valued at around 1 million cosmic sands, and this river of life and blood is valued at around 1.5 million cosmic sands, or even higher. Luofeng made an inference. The eternal true God-level mechanical flow secret treasure, which can control part of the power of the Chaos Realm, is already the best in the entire Origin continent. The estimated value is generally between 500,000 cosmic sands and 5 million cosmic sands, and there is no essential difference. A mechanical treasure that looks like 5 million cosmic sands is more like a perfect combination of several mechanical treasures. With a thought, Luofeng poured 1% of his divine power into the blood-colored disc. Although he had not studied the mechanical treasure, River of Life, in detail, with his perfect divine power, he could use it roughly as soon as he got it. Boom .. The blood-red disc vibrated. Even 1% of Luofeng's divine power is greater than the divine power of the eternal true God of the infinite divine body. A blood river was formed that would sweep away and devour everything. It seemed as if it would drown everything, causing everything to return to chaos and merge into the blood river. Luofeng looked at the terrifying river of blood floating in front of him and smiled. Such a powerful treasure has been wasted by President Blood Python. Luofeng sighed. In terms of fighting an enemy, Wu Yui is not as difficult and terrifying as this river of blood of life. I have to study this river of life and blood carefully in the future. Luofeng thought, this can also improve my understanding of the laws of chaos. It is difficult to comprehend the laws of chaos. Therefore, multiple paths need to run in parallel. For example, Luofeng lives next to the ruins of chaos and observes and comprehends it from a close distance. This is one path. Practice some secret methods that directly target the chaos realm, such as the 9 blades of breaking the realm, chaos power, and destroying Donghua, etc. The deeper the practice, the deeper the understanding of the laws of chaos will be. For example, the 2 major methods of destroying Donghua are directly aimed at the God King level. The eternal true God level mechanical flow secret treasures, killing Wu Yui, and River of Life Blood all contain Chaos Realm moves. Careful contemplation can also increase your understanding of the laws of chaos. There are multiple paths running in parallel, and only those with extremely high talent can hope to become the master of chaos. There is no doubt that Luofeng can comprehend the art of forming the Yuan formation and cultivate an inconceivable and perfect divine body. His talent is so high that even the God King is amazed. This time the harvest is greater than I expected. Luofeng counted these treasures. more than 980,000 cosmic sands, and that river of lifeblood mechanical flow secret treasure worth about 1.5 million cosmic sands were the biggest harvest this time. As for the various collections such as the eternal true god-level armor, weapons and secret treasures, precious medicines, exotic beast materials, etc., the total amount is close to 200,000 cosmic sands. This blood python president is quite rich. Luo Feng was very satisfied. He also knew that he had some luck in getting such a big harvest. After all, most of the strong people would use up the cosmic sand. The cosmic sand is just a fortune when it is placed there. Only when it is used up can it increase one's own foundation. After drinking that glass of good wine from the deputy head of Yangfeng Guild, my comprehension seems to have improved. After Luo Feng put away the treasure, he sat cross-legged in the space inside the Star Tower and began to try to comprehend the law of chaos. As long as one concentrates and perceives, one can sense the materialized laws of chaos that are fully manifested in the ruins of chaos next door. As vast as the sea of smoke. Luo Feng watched carefully. Everything originates from chaos. It is hard to imagine how difficult it is to fully comprehend the complete law of chaos. At this moment, the Chaos A Cave number 3, which is not far from Luo Feng's cave, is the super large cave of the Mo Li family. President Blood Python is dead, he is really dead. Jiao Rongqi is also a client of the Dark Hall of the Yangfeng Guild, so naturally she received the news first. The bounty mission was completed, and her 40,000 cosmic sand bounty was completely deducted. If the task is not completed, the task publisher can cancel the task, and after deducting 10% of the fee, the remaining bounty will be returned. Ha ha ha, dead, he's dead. Jiao Rongqi's eyes were filled with tears, and she seemed to be crying and laughing. After her father and her people died, she only had the thought of revenge. But the fact that her enemy died so quickly made her feel a little dazed. Xiao Qi, the guards went with you to the Fire Realm restaurant to visit Luo He. Is the death of President Blood Python related to Luo He? Mo Li Feiyun guessed. Luo He killed him, a voice rang out. Mo Li Feiyun and Jiao Rongqi turned around and saw that it was Mo Li Meng who was coming. Father. Mo Li Feiyun said in surprise, it was really N.A. Luohe who killed the Blood Python president? Yes. Mo Lemeng nodded. He had received a message from the Blood Python president before his death. He looked at Jiao Rongqi with mixed feelings. I never thought that when you went to see Luo He would really help you. Jiao Rongqi asked, is Lord Luo He okay? She was now extremely grateful to Luo Feng and was willing to be his slave. Of course he is good. Mo Lemeng sighed, in the entire Huyang city, how many people dare to offend him now? How did you ask him for help? Mo Lemeng asked. Jiao Rongqi shook her head, I just told him the situation, and Luohe Shangzuan agreed to help. He didn't ask for anything from me, but just asked me to come back and get the news before dark. Mo Lemeng listened and thought, it's really bold and decisive. From these things, Mo Lemeng could get a glimpse of Luo Feng's temper. Should I go visit him and thank him? Jiao Rongqi hesitated. But if I do that, the outside world might guess that it was Luo He Shangzuan who did it. Don't be impatient. Mo Lemeng shook his head. Now all forces in Huyang City are paying attention to him, and many want to visit him. We can wait for a while. In a few days, I will take you to visit him quietly. Mo Lemeng is also an eternal true god. His small universe can isolate himself from prying eyes from the surroundings, so he can naturally visit quietly. Okay. Jiao Rongqi responded. Mo Lemeng was indeed right in his guess. There were many forces in Huyang City that wanted to visit Luo Feng. Although the news that it was Luo He who killed the Blood Python Guild president was kept secret for the time being, firstly, the city lord's mansion had already discovered that it was Luo Feng after observing the past scenes. Secondly, the Blood Python Guild president passed the news to the 5 forces before his death. Now that so many powerful people know about this, the news will naturally spread among the high-level officials in Huyang City over time. Lord Luohe, Zanyan is here to visit you. President Zanyan stood outside the door of Luo Feng's cave, quite humble. President Zanyan waited for a while, but the entire cave door was still closed and there was no response, so he turned around and left helplessly. Now, inside Luo Feng's cave. This is the third distinguished guest today, right? Mo Yu Qingyang couldn't help asking, "We just going to turn everyone away?" Morosa said leisurely, "As long as the master is in seclusion, no matter who it is, you don't need to pay attention to them." The three distinguished guests before were all eternal true gods. Mo Yu Qingyang still felt quite pressured. In his heart, the eternal true gods who were high and mighty were now being turned away one by one. Morosa sneered, "Just wait, there will be many eternal true gods visiting today. You will get used to it after a while." "I understand." Mo Yu Qingyang was also adjusting himself mentally. As a little true god, he had to get used to his master's style of doing things. Concentrate on comprehending the 10 basic laws. Your comprehension is too slow. Morosa shook his head. As a world beast that masters the origin of destruction, understanding the 10 basic laws is as easy as eating and drinking. As long as he grows up slowly over time, his understanding of the great Tao of destruction will become deeper and deeper until the day when he completely comprehends it. In his opinion, Mo Yu Qingyang's comprehension is really average. "Oh." Mo Yu Qingyang responded obediently. "Lord Luoha, Jiu is here to visit you." Another voice came from outside. It was an eternal true god from the famous Shu family in Huyang City. Mo Yu Qingyang ignored it and concentrated on comprehending the laws. Hometown, the original universe area, Luo Feng small universe. On a prosperous human planet, Luo Feng and Xushin, wearing short-sleeved shirts and hand-woven straw hats, sat leisurely in the open-air area of a restaurant, drinking drinks and chatting. "Luo Feng, you said your son fought hard, but his strength didn't improve at all. Why is he still fighting so hard?" Xushin shook her head. "At the last family gathering, only Luo Hai didn't show up." Luo Feng smiled, his eyes traveled through time and space, and saw Luo Ping who was signing a contract and Luo Hai who was practicing alone in the depths of a giant black hole. The two sons took completely different paths. Luo Ping no longer has any interest in spiritual practice, but Luo Hai is very enthusiastic about the path of spiritual practice. Luo Hai has fighting spirit, that's a good thing. Luo Feng said with a smile, "After all, with infinite life, one must have something to pursue. He is only the universe master, and behind him are the universe master and true God. Even if he has a breakthrough, what can it do?" Xushin said, "Seeing him working so hard, I sometimes feel bad." "Don't you feel sorry for me?" Luo Feng asked back. Xushin glanced at him. She had always been worried about Luo Feng, especially when he was in a life-or-death crisis. She panicked more than anyone else. But as time passed, she had become more calm in dealing with everything. "I feel sorry for you." "How can I not feel sorry for you?" Xushin smiled. Luo Feng then picked up the drink and drank it happily. He was indeed cautious in the origin continent, but as the incarnation of divine power in his hometown, he was always very leisurely, often traveling around the world with his wife and enjoying it. After all, in this small universe with a diameter of 100 billion light-years, countless human beings have multiplied and nurtured an extremely brilliant culture. Luo Feng and Xushin wandered around everywhere, but they have only seen the tip of the iceberg so far. Ancestor. A master of the universe in the distant starry sky said respectfully, "When I passed by the small universe of Zhuoshanku, I found that his small universe was expanding rapidly." In Luo Feng's small universe, as long as the ancestor is mentioned, Luo Feng will naturally pay attention. The hermit's small universe is growing rapidly? Luo Feng was shocked. "What's wrong?" Xushin noticed something was wrong. "Teacher's small universe is expanding, let's go and take a look." Luo Feng, along with his wife Xushin, drove a spaceship-like secret treasure and traveled through space directly to where the master's small universe was. After all, Luo Feng is the eternal true God with a perfect divine body. Even if he is just an incarnation of divine power condensed from a strand of divine power, he is still difficult for the true gods to match. The spaceship-like secret treasure stopped in the chaotic airflow. At this moment, other true gods and masters of the universe also arrived nearby, and they all watched the expanding small universe. Ancestor. Ancestor. Galactic Lord. As soon as Luo Feng and Shushin appeared, all the true gods and lords of the universe around them were extremely respectful. The strong men of the human race naturally respectfully call him the Ancestor. Nowadays, there are two ancestors in the human race, one is the original ancestor and the other is the galaxy ancestor, Luo Feng. Their small universes are billions of light years and hundreds of billions of light years respectively, and they are both places where the human race reproduces and survives. Luo Feng solved the crisis of the world beasts and rescued Yuan Zhu. Moreover, Luo Feng's small universe was much larger. In the human race, Luo Feng's status was indeed higher than Yuan Zhu. Yuan Zhu had no objection to this, after all, his nine-nightmare realm was also taught by Luo Feng. Yeah. Luo Feng responded and looked at the expanding small universe from afar. Once the teacher breaks through to the void true God, he will have to go through the reincarnation cycle. Luo Feng thought, teacher, is he finally going to the origin continent? This video will end here.